So I think I posted a link to the character keeper and the relationship map, which kind of hopefully summarizes some of what's going on so far.
I'd say the relationship map is the most charming thing I've ever seen in my entire life. Like, when I saw that, it's like, I am delighted by all of this.
I'm glad. Thank you. That's kind of the way I prep for games. Like, I put one of those together. Also, I think some of you kind of resolved your plots or problems in the last session, so feel free to pick a new one or create a new one. I added a whole bunch to the list there so that because I realized last time that I think I only had like 5 of them last time.
I mean, I still don't know where my chainsaw is, so
That is true.
that's still a problem. Although I don't know how big of a problem it really is. It might just be a problem for Willow's. It's like a comfort blanket.
The security chainsaw.
I believe I did mostly. I mean, if we, define capture and legendary cryptid in the loosest sense of the terms, then I think I did achieve mine. So,
Okay, you found out what it was anyway. Yeah, feel free to grab another one, or like I said, just make one up based on stuff that has happened so far. I guess I should do the same, shouldn't I? What was mine? I don't even remember what mine was, which says how much I engaged with it. Oh yes, creepy, mysterious campers, right? Got it. I have not found out what they're here for and what they're doing, so I'll keep that one.
I forgot that there was that like the journal thing, so I wrote one up real quick. That was.
Oh, good. Yeah, cool. I had forgotten too.
I think Willow is convinced that I think you told Willow or Kay told Willow that it was like government spies or something. So now Willow is convinced that you are spying on spies, which seems like a bad idea.
Yes, I think definitely that is the interpretation Willow had for that. Government spies. Cool. So Karen, welcome, and we need to. You need a character, right?
That's traditional.
Yeah. So all you really need to start with for a character is like a name, pronouns, and a role / job / reason they're here a lot.
I just had the idea, I must admit, like, just as I was walking up and making my cup of tea, I thought, I want to play an old lady who has broken a very small bone in her foot and has just come out of hospital. That's the only thing I've got. But
okay. No, that totally works.
Yeah, that's the kind of, that's what I've got for her. It might be because I've yet to play Brindlewood Bay, so I'm so immediately want to get my older lady on this way.
We do have a retiree who counts butterflies who has not appeared on screen at all. Andy. I don't think we ever actually gave Andy pronouns, so
yeah,
that could be fun. Yeah.
And in that case, Willow told you a secret. I don't know what the secret was.
I don't know what Willow's secret is either. My obvious one is Willow has a crush on someone that they told Andy at some point when Andy was in the way of trail clearing and counting butterflies. But I am open to suggestions for juicy secrets that Willow might have told a retiree.
It's quite fun to see how you end up regretting it, because you regret it in lots of ways. Not least, I never shut up about it. As in, I'm trying to be very, very sympathetic and concerned and helpful in a way which is not helpful in any way whatsoever. But something bigger. I mean, I don't know.
My secret is that I am an aspiring actor, and I just took this job because I wanted to gain real life experience. And maybe while if you're playing Andy, who was counting butterflies, you caught me practicing a Shakespearean soliloquy or something. Not Shakespearean. Willow doesn't read Shakespeare. It was something else. Something much less highbrow.
I can imagine being very helpful to begin with, and it just seems like, this is good, someone can share this, and then I just keep on trying to make you read Shakespeare. And I know, I've got this theatre director I know, and they could, that kind of lots of, and I keep on trying to make you need to be a serious artiste, and
Willow's like, I just want to be, I don't know, the next Keanu Reeves or an action star. I don't need words. I will act with my actions.
It's like, but Alec Guinness was in Star Wars. You can be both. This is all ties together.
Willow is very much not the smart one of any of these characters. Their stats are like jock, and that is all.
Cool.
So the only other things you need to do to create a character are pick one people, one places, and one things question, and answer them by, at this point, either making something up or just picking something down here from the setting details area below it.
All right. So I'm just looking for where the setting details is in the character keeper. Is that in
So first tab.
Yeah, first tab. That would make sense.
Yeah. So there's questions near the top, and then right below it, there's setting details that we've already added by answering questions, and you can add more to those, or you can answer it by filling in one of those.
Cool. I will go for. I quite like who hasn't found out yet that you screwed up their project. But I just like the idea of just oops, I've accidentally. I've got a broken foot that kind of. Is anyone going to jump on that? Or
let's see. Oh wow, we don't have any actual scientists left. That's awesome. They're all like the trail crew and the intern and the park ranger. So who could have a project that's screwing up? Oh, is it your marijuana field?
Well,
yeah.
I was going to say that the B plot that I've just picked up is I've been saddled with my boss's kid working on a high school project at the old abandoned ranger station. So it might be something to do with that. Maybe we're supposed to be redecorating or rebuilding the abandoned ranger station.
Fixing it up so you can actually use it, make it no longer abandoned.
Yeah, exactly.
Cool. And I screwed up somehow by, I don't know, I've immediately gone like putting, my mind went to somehow attracting bears to it. I'm not sure what maybe I left all the trash open or something, that kind of like, and I did not hit completely into that. And I'm now there's a whole bear area around there. That's definitely my fault.
Sammy was right all along. There are bears now.
Excellent.
Yeah,
oh no, bear phobia.
I've been telling her all along, there's no bears here. There's never been a bear seen. And then, there are bears now.
So that Oscar hasn't found out yet that I screwed up there. With bears.
Everyone loves surprise bears.
Yes. The next question is places. Well, I've already said that I've broken my foot, but that's serious. Does that count seriously hurt?
Yeah, I would think so.
Seriously hurt in the marijuana field is my immediate urge. I definitely wasn't using it. That's the important thing. I definitely wasn't. I fell over for another reason.
Did you trip over a broken chainsaw? Because I think that Oscar hid my chainsaw in his marijuana.
I would explain a lot. That's the place where I was confused by tripping over it. Wait, in the marijuana field. My new mouse is going wild. It's a lovely mouse in lots of ways, but it is beyond my ken. Yeah. Broke foot in them. And thing being... How about, what have you seen that you can't just identify? And I'm going to say it definitely wasn't a bear. It was, obviously it was quite bear-like, but I think it could be many other, cryptid creatures. There's not enough of them. Actually, no, can I make it like a giant butterfly bear somehow? Does that... Like, if I'm obsessed by butterflies, the idea there's some kind of bear-a-fly or butterbear. Butterbear. There's a name.
So, we already have giant tardigrades and armadillo wolves, so,
Butterbears are like bears, but smaller, though. That's the thing. If it's a giant tardigrade, it's got to be a miniature, tiny... It's a honey bear. That's it, as well. Sorry, I'm now obsessed with this imaginary creature we've just made up. Fantastic. And that's
small enough to fit in a honey jar. Oh, is it a honey, like those bear jars that you fill with honey?
It's definitely its hand could fit in the jar. In my head, it looks a little bit like Winnie the Pooh, but as a bear, as a bumblebee. That's the image I've got.
I like it.
I'm going to go downstairs and tell, I'm going to talk to my friend, Bumblebear, and it's going to make no sense to anyone else.
This is definitely not related to the not using the pot in the pot field.
Now, I've used it enough to know that it's like, it's not, yes, I was using it, but it was a very different thing from a normal hallucination. I saw it quite differently to that. It was distinctly a tiny bear that was like a bee, definitely. Cool. Right, that's that. And do I have to choose a plot now? Is that right? Or oh, I've immediately got. I mean, like, person one owes you money, but paid you with thing that belongs to person two. Like, there's that kind of. I don't want to say the chainsaw, but I do want to say the chainsaw. Would anyone object to the chainsaw?
I wouldn't.
Okay, so Oscar owes you money, but paid you with my chainsaw. Is that what that means?
It could be someone else paid me with the chainsaw, I guess, and you're just wrong about.
Oh, someone stole it from the field that Oscar's. Okay, this is a broken chainsaw, y'all. Why is this worth? Who hid some?
There's a lot going on there. I could choose something else. This is I think the chainsaw is the best thing on that list. Unless anyone else has got something I could like. It's also like, what do people owe me? I guess so. It would be. Does anyone want to jump on the who owes me money?
I mean, it could be funny if it was actually me and Oscar was being blamed for this the whole time. I don't know why I owe you money, but
it could be you just owe me money. I mean, there's lots of reasons why someone may want money.
yeah, exactly.
Maybe I just like you and I just keep on helping you out. It's got, it's just a little bit that's built up and built up and built up.
Oh, yeah. And then you broke your foot and now you have like doctor's bills to pay and you have to collect.
With a chainsaw.
And I was like, oh, here, have this chainsaw. You can pawn it. And
no, that's how, I broke, no, that's weird. That's really weird. No, it's me. I was somehow trying to use it to cut the marijuana to sell to make money to pay my hospital. But yeah, that we'll work out something there, I'm sure.
Okay, cool. And to recap, we have our lines, veils, and wishes. We have lines on sexual assault and coercion, cannibalism, pandemic, and homophobia and racism. None of which seem super likely to come up, but hey, just in case. We have veils on drug use and alcoholism, suicide, harm to family members, and snakes. And wishes are eccentric personalities. I think we're going to have that one covered. And surreal nature descriptions and cryptids. So, with the various characters, where did we leave off? Okay, so Oscar and Ross had found the dog that they had thought was a cryptid. So yeah, we got that covered. Kay has been spying on campers and has just put up some trail cams to monitor them better. We actually haven't seen Willow much, aside from occasionally showing up to carry things and flex with machetes.
Yeah, Willow. I mean, I think Willow helped go into that cave where the like weird cryptid that wasn't really a cryptid was, and was very confused about this whole cordyceps fungus thing, and was convinced it was a triceratops bear. I don't remember, but Willow's mostly just been carrying machetes because there is no chainsaw.
Right. So when not just, along helping and being confused, what does Willow do, like, on their own, like, by choice?
So I think, like, Willow's the handy person around. They've got the muscles, the brawn, so they are, they might actually have been, like, taking a good lap around where those mysterious campers are that Kay has been spying on. Just like, Kay's not here right now, or maybe Kay is here, but maybe we should take shifts or something so they don't get too suspicious that just one of the staff members is just always in the bushes. Maybe there are multiple staff members and one of us is actually pretending to work, then that will keep this place safe. So Willow is surreptitiously hacking at some tall grass near the campsite.
So, I mean, hacking at tall grass, that seems like a really good way to disturb butterflies.
Yeah, they could be imagining like a cloud of butterflies coming out and like attacking Willow, or at least he thinks they're attacking him. So there's just like this the high-pitched yelp that you wouldn't expect to come from like someone who is tall and large.
And swinging a machete.
And swinging a machete. 2 machetes. It's like a 2-handed action.
I'm still trying to picture that, and every way I picture that is hilarious. So
this is Willow's job.
This seems like a good way to run into Andy.
I just imagine it's like Andy is like there's a foot in plaster, so she's sort of like limping quite slowly, and she's scanning the horizon for both cryptid bear creatures and all final butterflies. And I see this cloud of butterflies arise, and I sort of limping as quickly as I can, and I sort of shout, "Don't let them get away! Don't let them get away! Identify them! Take photos!"
I think Willow's like sitting on the ground. He's like, I don't have a camera. They're attacking me. Andy, you didn't tell me these butterflies were aggressive.
They are passionate. That's the thing about butterflies. They're just full of the joys of life. They fly, they flight. They're everything incandescent in this world.
There's too many of them, and they're going to let the spies know that I'm here spying on them.
Spies?
Willow's gonna like point them.
What? How do we know? Are we sure they're spies? Or could they just be people hunting cryptids? Or
they could be spying on us in case we are hiding some creatures. But Kay said they've been there, and Kay doesn't know what they're doing. So I decided I'd spy on them before they could spy on us.
That makes logical sense.
And now your butterflies are getting in the way.
Maybe they're trying to help in a way we just don't understand. That's what we need to understand. If you think about the butterfly, they go from plant to plant, spreading joy and life.
Do you speak butterfly?
Depends on the species. Honestly, I can speak to butterflies, but they are often flighty creatures. And she laughs at her own joke, and often can pay little attention. I could try to talk to them, though. Willow, you understand, all great performers can speak to all audiences. If you truly connected with your craft and art, you would be able to absolutely touch the butterflies and move them.
But the movies I'm going to be in won't have butterflies in them. This seems not very useful.
Have you ever heard the phrase, float like a butterfly, sting like a bee? Think about it.
Willow thinks about it. I never really understood that phrase, you see. I thought it was just about actual insects, like a butterfly with like a stinger.
That's what I should have. That would be a fearful creature.
So I don't think I'm going to do that, but if you could just capture your butterflies so I can go back to spying on the spies.
Certainly. I get this, I fold out my portable net. As in, I've got obviously the full size, a variety of nets at home, but this is the small one, which is like pocket size and expands out into this sort of shape. And I start like waving around in the air, like cooing slightly into my voice in what I think is the butterfly song.
That seems like a dice roll there.
Yes. What do I have to roll?
I mean, this seems nerdy, but...
Oh, I haven't put my stats on yet, have I? Let's see if I can done. Yes. I'm going to say Jock -2. Nerd 2. I forgot how the grid works. And I was say, is that right? Is that how it works?
Yeah. Jock and Nerd add up to 0, and then Prep and Goth add up to 0.
Yeah. I'm going to go -1. I'm going to put Goth to 1 because Goth seems the kind of the slightly flighty hippiness to her. That seems basically goth with, pastel is basically goth, if you think about it. So, cool. So, I need to find the dice roller as well.
Okay, so the dice roller is actually in the character sheet.
Ooh.
It's over there to the left edge.
Cool. And I'll roll nerd. And what do I press to make it roll? Sorry, I'm being used.
You can click on any of those check marks that aren't already clicked.
Ooh, cool. That's clever. So I rolled a 4 then. Is that right? Excellent. That means... Oh, no, I rolled Ross Dever instead.
Yeah, although I think you probably have the same... Yeah, you have the same score anyway, so...
So either way, it's a fail.
You do have one token, though, that you could spend to make that a partial success.
I think I want to see what failure happens. This is kind of something disastrous, like not disastrous, as in, I mean, I'm somebody with a broken foot trying to catch butterflies. What could possibly go wrong?
So, one of us who is not in this scene decides what goes wrong. I don't have any great ideas. Do you have any, David?
I think I used this last time, but I it's a slapstick trope. So I think Andy is going to lose his footing on the sort of gangplank thing, fall into the swamp, but manage to I think Willow's going to kind of reach out, grab out from them, and they're both going to end up in the water. And this is probably going to draw attention from the people in the camp.
Oh no! Is this happening at the broken guardrail?
Someone needs to fix this. Is it definitely through the broken guardrail, isn't it? It has to be that kind of me chasing a butterfly and then.
And Willow is also in the swamp because I tried to catch. Is that what it was?
Or actually, we don't have to work that if you don't want to. That's probably going a bit far, but yeah.
I can imagine that Willow tried to do like an action hero save or something and just failed because Andy was so off balance, and it's just like, I gotta yell at that intern to fix this guardrail. I'm good at carrying things apart, not putting things together.
Bobbing in the water. This is floating, see? Floating like a butterfly. In a much more metaphorical way. Please get me out. I think this cask is heavier than water.
Fireman's carry up out of the swamp. Very, very undignified for Andy, probably. Do I have to use Jock to do this, or can I just say that Willow does this?
Yeah, I don't know. Is it interesting if you fail?
I don't know. I feel like it would just end up with Andy getting more broken, or Willow getting broken, or the water.
Yeah, I mean, like, if you fail, you just end up back in the water.
Yeah. So I think Willow just does like a fireman's carry out of the swamp. And are the campers like looking at us, or like are they nearby?
Oh yeah, absolutely. There's somebody has like come out of a tent and is watching you. I don't know anything at all about these campers, aside from the fact that they've been there for a while and they are suspicious. Does anybody have a thing that they have in mind for like what this camper is like?
Yeah, I think this camper that comes out is very much dressed in that, almost like scout uniform type thing, the big cargo pants and a like khaki shirt and probably some form of hat. And it comes out and says, are you okay out there? Do be careful. I think that the guardrail is broken on the gangplank around there. Did someone fall in?
I whisper to Willow, it's like, don't break our cover.
Willow is just like clearing his throat. Everything's fine. We are just checking on water quality. We must make sure that you are drinking perfectly potable water. Please don't come any closer.
We wouldn't drink any of the water out of the swamp. But, I mean, for a start, it's a swamp. And secondly, it's full of giant tardigrades.
We are very invested in the wildlife here at Vigil Creek Nature Preserve. We're making sure the water is good for the giant tardigrades too.
Well, good. I'm glad to hear it.
Andy thinks quickly and just, of course, as an older person, I'm more sensitive to low levels of poison in the environment. So I've been recruited by the entire establishment to assist identifying if there's in danger, and it all appears to be fine. But don't drink it. It's just terrible.
Good. Well, if you two have everything in hand, I guess that's fine. And he's just going to slowly start backing back towards the tent.
Oh, wait. Excuse me. Are you a spy?
Of course not. Why would you think such a thing?
Or any other kind of secret agent. You won't get us like that.
No, I'm not a secret agent of any kind.
Willow just Nods. You just responded very quickly. I just needed to check.
Where do you work at the CIA?
I don't work for the CIA.
Oh, he's good.
Maybe he's an actor.
I did do a little amateur dramatics back when I was at college. I did King Lear once.
Well, that's a serious role, Willow. You should do Lear. Lear's just a classic role that kind of like think every act. You should. Andy's just changed gear immediately in noticing. Oh no, here's somebody who can help Willow's career. In this kind of Willow, you should befriend them.
Are there explosions in it?
Some.
Willow just.
It depends on the production, really. Ours did have one, but that was mostly just a faulty light box.
I'll think about it. Maybe.
Well, anyway, if you're both okay, I'll let you get back on with whatever you were doing, and I'll just head back to camp.
So sort of imagine like Andy sitting there and trying to like wrench out her dress a little and work out. But I'm just sort of looking at Willow and kind of like, what do you think, Willow? Are they nefarious ruffians up to no good, or are they talented actors?
I think there's definitely a shot of like Willow just like staring suspiciously at the camper as they like go back to the camp, like squint, very like blue steel almost because it's Willow, and dramatic look. We'll have to find out.
Sorry.
Is Cynthia, the trashy tabloid reporter, still around? And is she still investigating, or is she just there to flirt with Oscar, if so?
Is this happening like directly after the events of the...
I'm thinking this is probably the next day or a few days later.
And I have to remember, she was there because there was
a ghost sighting.
Yeah, the ghost sighting.
Was actually Oscar and Ross playing around with glowing fungus.
I mean, if you want Cynthia to be there, she could be there. She could be there because of this Bumblebear sighting, maybe? Or like maybe she's just there because she's just heard things about cryptids now.
Maybe she talked to Andy, told her about the Bumblebear.
I think Cynthia just hangs out at like the visitor station waiting for like anything juicy to like be set in earshot. So if anyone was talking about if Andy goes to the visitor center ever, she would have heard.
Well, Andy's got to go to the visitor center to like, turn in the butterfly list because she's volunteering to count and identify butterflies. Yeah, she's got to be there sometime.
Yeah, I do imagine the sort of like Andy just reading his long list of normal butterflies, and of course I believe the first sighting of the Bumblebear.
In the background of that shot was just Cynthia scribbling very quickly into a piece of paper.
Bumblebear ?
So I think I don't think Kay has run into Cynthia and knows to like either avoid her or avoid talking about certain things with her. I know Oscar is definitely trying to hide or deny the whole ghost thing because he knows that there wasn't a ghost. But like Kay has Kay is clueless as usual. So like I could totally be there, putting tools away or something,
I think Cynthia's like stands up and walks to Kay and is, have you seen, I don't know their name. They looked very excited about nature, kind of cagey about phenomena.
That does not narrow it down.
I gotta look at this picture. What does Oscar look like? I don't know. They just look real earnest and confident and stuff.
Oh, Oscar. That's what you're talking about, Oscar.
Yeah. Cynthia from the Tallahassee Extra Special and Oscar, if you say that's what his name is, has been quite a source in the past. And I would like if you could point me in his direction so I can check up on some leads that I've gotten about important issues at your park.
I know he's been fixing up the old ranger station because they want to reopen it. Could be down that way. I better go with you if you're going down there because that's a lot of the walkways are in bad shape.
Yeah, I think I saw a broken guardrail the last time I was here. There was also a large dog.
Yeah, now there's two. Well, now there's two broken guardrails and two large dogs. So,
Do you need the Tallahassee Extra Special to run a special on the importance of fundraising for nature preserves?
yes.
Do you think you could get like a... I know fireman calendars are all the rage, but maybe a ranger calendar?
I mean, if you, I mean, if you're doing like rangers and also trail crew, Willow would probably be good at that.
Who's this
It might
Willow
just
girl?
be 12 months of Willow, but
I think you need a little bit. I think you might need some earnestness to it if you get what I'm saying.
I don't know how Oscar would feel about it. Maybe he might be into it.
Who are you, by the way?
Oh, I'm Kay. I'm the intern here. I do I do what people tell me to do.
Huh. Well, I'm people, and I can tell you. Can you convince that Oscar fella to, I don't know, take half of the year and maybe split it with the other person who I've not met?
I mean, I'll ask if he's interested. I maybe he might be.
Cool,
I think
cool.
It's a good idea.
I'd be very appreciative of such a thing. I'm sure the Tallahassee Extra Special can hook you up with some branded items if you'll just lead the way.
Sure. Yeah. What did you want to? What were you reporting on? What's the story? Because maybe I can, I don't know, point you to whatever it is you're looking for.
There was how do I say this? A wise person, advanced in years, sort of limping. They mentioned something called a Bumblebear.
But that's not a thing.
See,
I don't think. I mean, I guess maybe. I don't know a lot of bugs. It could be a bug.
a lot of you here seem to say that's not a thing quite a few times now. And I'm really starting to think there are more things that you might not have heard of.
There's some crazy local names for things. People call those little rodent things in the ground salamanders. So who the hell knows? There might be something called a bumblebear. But if you're looking for an older person who limps, I think you. Oh, Andy would maybe that's who. Usually has a butterfly net.
You think they'd be good for this calendar?
Maybe she might be. I don't know. You'd have to ask her. I don't know anything about calendars.
Okay. Well, first I must absolutely get the scoop on this Bumblebear.
Right. Okay. So Bumblebears. Like I said, I think if it's a thing, it's probably a bug, and Andy would probably be who you talk to because she's the butterfly person. I think I don't know. She's here. She's somewhere in the trails.
Oh, okay. The most important thing is the truth is I'm really here to see Oscar.
Okay. Well, come on. I'll take you to the ranger station then. You should definitely follow me. We're gonna have to take a little bit of a different detour because the walkway is just it's completely rotten that way, and I'm leading around wide berth from the secret marijuana field, which is not far from the ranger station. Over these really clearly rickety, falling apart, bridges across bits of the swamp. Don't lean on that. That's I mean the guardrail isn't broken yet, but it probably will be if you touch it.
So I'm definitely getting the sense that fundraising is absolutely important for this place.
Yeah. Yeah.
While I'm at it, guardrails, walkways, anything else you need?
I think we need a chainsaw. I mean, that's part of why everything's broken because we need to cut things to fix them. Also,
Okay.
Our trail guy is I don't know. I mean, they're carrying around machetes all the time now. I think they'd probably do a lot better with a chainsaw.
So I'm getting that we're going to need upwards of $1,000 to get fix all that.
Yeah. Even if we get volunteers to do the actual building, Boy Scouts are really handy for that because they always need public service projects. So, but free labor is great, but we still need to supply the wood.
And what about those campers over there? Can you use them as labor?
I don't know. I haven't asked. We don't usually ask campers, but I mean, it's worth a shot, I guess. I could ask them. That'd give me an excuse to talk to them. So
It seems only fair if they're here on your property doing.
oh yeah, instead of charging them like, $3 a night, we could charge them, hey, help us fix a bridge.
Seems like you lot really need some organizational help around here. Perhaps if the Tallahassee Extra Special were to sponsor the nature preserve.
I mean, maybe you'd have to talk to somebody in charge about that. I'm an intern. I mostly just carry things and drag things out of swamps and check traps and, well, all. And like, I just kind of wave at myself, and like, you can see that there's like mud in my hair, and my hands have like 3 Band-Aids each, and I'm wearing these like boots that clearly are meant to keep out water, but you can hear like the sloshing as I walk.
Maybe to hire yourself an intern while you're at it.
I think it's interns and then volunteers. But like you don't want to make the volunteers do stuff that they don't want to do, because then they can just stop coming anytime they want.
You make a good point.
Okay, this is so like if you go that way right through, you can see that little building with like no paint and half a roof. Yeah, that's okay. So if you go right behind that is the old ranger station.
Well, thank you very much for your service. Kay.
You're welcome. Yeah. I'll ask Ross. Well, actually, if Ross is there, you should wait. Actually, he might not be there.
No.
I think I just like yell, "Hey, Ross!"
Do you mean Ross or Oscar?
I'm sorry,
Wait.
Oscar. Wrong character. I'm looking at the character sheet, and yeah, let me actually just minimize Sabine's character. Hey, Oscar.
You are muted or quiet.
So I must have hit the physical mute on my mic. Yes. Quiet. Yeah. Hey, Kay. How's it going?
Hey, got somebody here to talk to you. About whatever. Anyway, some bug. Anyway, she's here to talk to you. So, I brought her down here. I brought her around the detour.
Oh yeah, the detour. Yeah, this is and is going to point to the high school child with him. They've got like a big wheelbarrow full of like building supplies. This is Orlando, Matt's kid. They've got a school project or something.
Ah, cool. Hi, Orlando. Nice to meet you. Hey, we need more people helping out around here. Thanks. This is awesome. Why don't you, maybe you should bring some of your classmates.
Oh, it's Cynthia, isn't it?
Well, hi, Ranger. Cynthia leans on a very rickety guardrail.
Be careful with the guardrails. They're really not very safe.
I just have a business proposition for you. I was going to talk to you about something scientific, but it has occurred to me that what this place really needs, aside from science, is some money.
It certainly would help with the guardrails and repairs and such.
And Cynthia is going to do that like eye up and down thing. Well, Mr. Ranger, I was talking to your intern Kay here, and they did not seem they didn't shoot this idea down, so I think it's going to fly. What do you think about a ranger calendar?
We usually have a calendar with exciting flora and fauna of the national park in it.
Oh,
we have them at the gift shop, if you're...
I have a particular kind of exciting fauna in mind, though.
Oh, tell more. I mean, we're thinking of doing a tardigrade special this year to, cash in on the hype.
Well, I was thinking more on the lines of an extra special 2-legged sort of fauna.
Like birds?
She is gonna unlean from the guardrail and walk. And I don't know if she's taller or the same height as like Oscar, and just like tap him on the name tag. You and whatever other coworkers you have, but you.
I mean, I suppose we could have some pictures of us holding the tardigrades.
Tardigrades only sell so much. Other things sell more. Have you ever seen a fireman calendar?
You mean like the adult fireman calendars?
Well, they are adult firemen, but I wouldn't call them that. It is, after all, just a feature of biology. But if we are thinking the same thing, then yes.
And Oscar is going to put his hands over Orlando's ears. I don't think this is a very work-appropriate conversation, Miss Cynthia.
Well, then I'll just have to have this conversation with you outside of work.
I mean, if you think there's a market for that sort of thing, it would raise some money, I suppose. That's...
I know there's a market for this sort of thing. It's what the extra special specializes in. And you can use this money to fund your abandoned ranger post.
Well, I suppose we can talk about that later.
Here's my card again, because I think you lost the first one.
And I think we get a flashback to Oscar tearing it up to and using it as a roach. Yes, I think I must have done. Sorry about that.
She will wink and turn around. Now, which way was it to the Bumblebear?
Oh, no, I can't stress enough that this is the only park in Florida where there's absolutely zero bears in it.
What does she say? I don't know if she says anything. I think she just nods and strolls off into the distance. Probably going to fall into another swamp.
But yeah, I think this is probably the point where as Cynthia heads off, Oscar and Orlando are going to head on to the ranger station.
You didn't have to cover my ears, like my sister has calendars like that for every, I don't know, the past 5 years.
Well, Orlando, I'm supposed to be making sure that nothing age inappropriate happens to you whilst you're out here on your take your offspring to work week, fortnight. I forget the memo.
It's a school project. It's just until I don't know, until I have enough hours and enough to write a report on.
Oh God, that's going to take a long time.
But like it has to be 25 hours, I think. I should probably check on that. But anyway, thanks for like letting me volunteer, by the way, because like I first talked to that Ross guy with the mushrooms and he didn't want anything to do with me, so
that's okay.
The wheelbarrow wobbles along walking.
As long as you can hold the board straight and hammer a nail, we should be fine.
Yeah, I can do that. Cool. Oh wow, that place is in bad shape. We got to fix that up.
Yeah, that's right. That's what your dad said. So here we are.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I mean that looks like a lot of work.
Yeah, a whole lot of work.
Yeah. No problem. It's easy. Yeah, I mean just like boards, nails, hammer.
Some paint probably, and probably should re-cement those foundations. There does seem to be a lot of subsidence, and I mean most of that bit is just a swamp.
Yeah, it is
now.
Kind of creaking. I can hear it like creaking and shifting from here. It's not even windy. Maybe we should just tear it down and put up a new one.
That might not be a bad idea. Is that someone using a chainsaw or something? It sounds like a kind of rumbling, growling kind of sound.
Oh, yeah, I don't know. It might be that the person with the trail keeps the trails clear. I know they were looking for a chainsaw.
Yeah, maybe it's Willow.
Maybe they found it.
And I think with that, Oscar's going to open the door to the Rangers. Or well, probably going to pull on the door and I guess at that point be confronted by some bears.
How many bears are in there?
3. Has to be 3.
Yeah.
Of course.
That's not possible.
Oh, whoa, that's, those are bears. Dad said you didn't have bears here.
Very, very specific lack of bears. That's always been one of our, well, not really a selling point.
But those are definitely bears. I'm looking straight at him. There's nothing else those could be. I mean, I guess climate change?
Probably climate change, but also bears.
I mean, things are like supposed to be moving north. I don't know. Anyway, bears. What are they doing? I mean, I'm glad they're not coming after us, but what are they doing?
Can I play one of the bears? Can we name a bear character?
Yes.
1 second. Sorry, I had an idea for a prop, but it must have just been put in the wash. I might be able to locate it in a break. The bear kind of like they're very curious about this. As in, we've never seen this kind of park ranger before. I think the bears, like in my head, in the actual sitcom, these bears are having subtitles, and they've got this kind of like these sort of tilting dog-headed expressions. In kind of they appear to be less scared of us than many of the normal humans. Perhaps these would be friends of us. It's nice that we've moved in. They've come to visit. They left the bins open, therefore attracting us. And now they're here, perhaps offering other foodstuffs for us. We shall investigate. And one of the bears gets up and starts moving forward softly towards people, aiming to nuzzle at them.
Orlando screams and like ducks out of the doorway.
Yeah, I think Oscar's going to run as well. He's probably going to start running past Orlando, then kind of stop. Remember that he's supposed to be protecting Orlando. Run back and start dragging Orlando after him. I guess this is probably going to be a roll here.
Yeah, I think so.
It feels like the appropriate. So I'm going to be. I am Oscar, and I am going to be. I think this is Jock. So and I will pick that one. Oh, that's a 10. That's unexpected. So. Yeah, I think the way it looks is I think that Oscar is just going to run away from the bear, dragging Orlando behind him, and I think they take shelter like in a little bit off the island that the ranger station is on, just like in a clump of reeds, yeah.
Excellent.
The bear goes, how curious. They arrive and left immediately, and leaving the door open. How rude. Now the draft will come in. We'll return to our bear businesses as they sit down.
Can Willow have been like walking up the path to the ranger station and kind of just like caught by Oscar and Orlando on their way out? I think.
Yeah, sounds good.
I think he's just like, he's got his machetes. It's like, what? What are you running?
Don't go in there. Don't go in there. There's bears.
Yeah, that's not a thing. Ross always said bears aren't here, except for that one bear that was actually a dog.
Yeah, I swear to you, these weren't dogs. They're bears.
Yeah, it seems like the bear situation has bears, lots of bears.
Should I
the
go?
train station.
Were they attacking you? Do we need to chase them away? I've got my machetes.
I think using machetes against bears is frowned upon by the ranger code, but we should probably get back to the visitor center and load up the tranquilizer guns, I guess.
I've always heard that if you are bigger than the bear, then they run away from you. Maybe if we stacked ourselves on top of each other, I can be on the bottom and I'll hold you up, Oscar, and we can scare them.
It's not the worst idea I've ever heard.
So 3 of us in a trench coat scare the bears. Machetes.
Do you have a trench coat? Because like
We can just use the reeds as trench coats.
Sure. I'm up for it. If you, yeah.
Oscar,
Yeah.
you in?
Sure. We kind of weave them together into some sort of mat, and it's worth a try, I guess.
Cool. This is our moment of glory. This is going to go down in the history of Vigil Creek Nature Preserve when we chased off the bears with no guns, just us.
You know, that would make it the best school report ever. How I chased off a bear.
This one's smart. It's going to
That's
do great things.
got to be at least a page towards your report, right?
Right, yeah. I mean, that's like, I can turn that into all the report, really.
And then after this, Oscar, you got to show me where you put my chainsaw because the machetes are getting old.
Chainsaw. We can get down to that. It's fine. But yeah, let's chase off these bears.
Is it a role to chase off to like put this scary thing, us being scary together?
I mean, it definitely seems like it.
Would it be goth because it's creative, or would it be jock because we're being scary?
I would say goth.
I mean, it's relying on Willow's acting skills.
All right. Or is it prep because we're impressing someone? I don't know.
Well, I think if it's what part of your reputation would this I think it's probably got to be jock.
Oh, it's gonna be jock.
Yeah, I mean, if you succeed at this, what are people going to think of you? They're probably going to think you're, big and tough and scary, not that
All right.
you're a good actor. Maybe, I don't know.
All right, big and tough and scary it will be. We're gonna go with the jock. That's 10.
Would you like to keep the success or gain a token?
Let's gain a token. Make it a partial success, or with the thing where the people give me suggestions for how it works. Right, a complication.
Yep. So I mean, it works, but
how about the bears will definitely come back at some point? Because I've just got the image of them coming back on top of each other. As in, we have learned from these.
Okay.
Yeah.
That might be too much, but
I don't know if I can beat that one. I mean, it works, but then there's an alligator. Seems like a choice too.
Yeah, or we chase the bears off, but the bears run and take shelter in the secret marijuana field.
These are all so good. How do I pick?
You can combine them if you feel like, if you can find a way to combine those.
I mean, okay, it works, and we reclaim the ranger station, but the bears run off to the secret marijuana field. And potentially maybe an alligator comes into this abandoned ranger station once we leave it, but we'll find out. So, yeah, I'm imagining Willow's on the bottom of this 3-person tall, very not stable, tower as we, make lots of noises as we enter the former ranger station, now bear house.
Hammering on the wheelbarrow with a board.
Yeah.
Make as much noise as possible.
Hopefully we scare them. Amazing.
Excellent.
Anyway, as we were discussing Kierkegaard, how do you feel about this? What the hell is that?
It was just bears, this is not your place. Bears, go away. Clang, clang.
What an awful clamour they are making. And they are much significantly larger than us. It would be important for us to retreat forthwith. Go forth. And I imagine the bear scrambling out the hole in the back through the window in a kind of slightly comic, and one of them gets stuck there a bit, like Pooh Bear, and then just scrambles out. Quickly, I saw a very thick bit of undergrowth over there. We should take cover there. It smelled good.
Well, probably just lets Oscar and Orlando down. Mission accomplished.
Yeah. Wow. They're going fast. That's it occurred to me after while we were doing that, maybe next time we shouldn't stand in the doorway, because we're blocking their path out. Just saying.
And I think Oscar's got like some binoculars out, and no, that was actually a lot more successful than I was expecting. Willow, nice job, but we might still need to go back for the tranquilizer guns because it looks like the bears have taken up residence in the broccoli field where we grow the broccoli.
Are you like winking at Willow as you say this? I don't know if Willow's going to understand that.
Yeah, I think there's definitely winking involved.
Okay. He's just like, oh, yes, we have to save the broccoli crop. Orlando, you should stay here while we go save.
Maybe if you come back with us to the visitor center, we'll leave you there and you can start writing up your report for school, and then we'll come back and save the broccoli.
I mean, what if the bears come back? You might need help.
We'll be fine.
I can borrow. I'll bet there's another machete. I could totally. Or here, I just like pick up a hammer from the wheelbarrow.
Yeah, no, it's fine. I said we'll go back to the visitor center. We'll get the guns. We'll leave you there with we'll leave you there. We'll come back. We'll deal with the bears, and everything will be fine. I mean, I don't
want to let you the 3 people was good, but 2 people maybe I don't know, that might be a problem. I don't know. Will 3 bears be scared of 2 people?
Yeah, I'm sure it'll be fine. Don't worry about it.
I mean, okay, you all right, sure. Yeah, okay. I'll find something else to do there. Actually, wait, hold on. So like, if there haven't been bears here before, like, isn't it a big deal that there are now? And like, you need documentation. That's what you need. You need somebody to like take pictures.
Yeah, we can probably take any pictures once we've brought them back to the visitor center.
Well, I mean, there's that lady hanging around, like the camera and the notebook and stuff.
Yeah, it's probably best that we
get her to
don't get her involved at the minute.
I mean, okay, I guess but okay, cool. Well, yeah, all right. So I'll go back to the visitor center. All right.
I've just got the image of Andy. Of course, Andy wanted the bears there as a lure in that kind of sort of thing for the Bumblebear, and Andy's watching a distance through binoculars and just, drat, they've scared away my lure. How can you attract, like, you needed I need the Bumblebear to be comfortable, and now the Bumblebear's habitat has been disturbed.
So, I can definitely run into Andy at this point. Since we're both lurking around with binoculars. I think like I'm trying to hide in the bushes to spy, on the campers, when I notice someone else hiding in a different set of bushes. Like, I see the glint off someone else's binoculars. I'm like, oh, wait. Yeah, maybe Willow's right, and they are, like, spying on us. like, put down binoculars and sort of creep slowly and, like, try not to crack too many sticks on the way, like, to sneak up on this person who is spying on us or something, and like notice that she's got binoculars trained on the old ranger station. Oh, hey, Andy? Is that...
I'm not spying.
That's good. That's good, because okay. I didn't think you. I thought you were someone else. Oh, what's over there?
I was I think, to be honest, Kay, things are kind of I was hoping to. There were bears down in the actual the ranger hut, and of course that meant I was hoping to get evidence of the Bumblebear, the Bumblebear is in this vicinity. I saw it in the woods, and I was hoping that as a bear, it would come out with the other bears. And of course, now it's been scared off means it's very unlikely. I'm basically thinking I'm going to have to turn to more desperate measures to actually get it, because my insurance has failed, and I need to find ways to raise money to pay for this old thing. I say, tapping my foot.
No luck punning the chainsaw. Huh? Okay. Look, wait, there's bears here? There aren't even supposed to be bears here. Are you sure they're bears? Not dogs?
I imagine they were, yes, they were definitely bears. I imagine they were attracted to the bins that were left open.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I guess, I didn't know there were any here to be attracted, but cool. No, that's really cool. So we have bears.
Yeah, and they went running that away.
Oh my God, Sammy's gonna have a heart attack. But I won't tell her. Anyway, so what is a Bumblebear?
A Bumblebear is a creature suspended between myth and science. And in that dichotomy, we will discover it. It is all the power of an ursine beast and the kind of the sweetness of a bee. It is smaller than a bee. It's not smaller than a bee, smaller than a bear, bigger than a bee. Betwixt these two, I saw it in the tree line in the forest, and I'm pretty sure, it was a Bumblebear. And I'm trying to get it to emerge. This is why I need to be honest, my desperate plan is to get the chainsaw working and saw down the tree I believe it's nesting in. But that is very much, I would not normally want to disturb it.
Oscar was looking for some creature that he saw, and I saw a creature on the trail cam picture, and then we found that dog that was infested with the fungus stuff. But it was we thought that the thing we saw was it, but maybe it was this Bumblebear thing.
Is this possible? We live in a time of wonders. It is like it's like chaos theory. A butterfly's wings can change the world, and there are many butterflies flapping here. We live in a time of change and great wonder decay, and we are lucky to witness the ascension of the Bumblebear.
Okay. Well, look.
Are you smoking? By the way, sorry. You realise that Andy has actually currently rolled up something as well. It's just for the pain, dear. And of course the high.
Yeah. Yes, absolutely. So if we find this Bumblebear, it's a pretty rare thing, right? There's not a lot of them. They're endangered, threatened, something like that.
I believe so. I mean, if we discover it, it will be a wholly new species we've documented here.
Oh, that's even better. Because so Dr. Carver's real worried about us losing what funding we get, and we don't get a lot. You've seen the state of our guardrails and chainsaws. So if we lose what little we've got, we're probably just gonna have to shut down. But if we find a new species, we could use that to get more money. I'm sure. I don't know who we would talk to, but definitely there's got to be somebody, right? Especially if it's the only one known.
Home of the Bumblebear.
Yeah, cool. And that sounds way better than a dog covered with fungus.
Home of the fungal dog will not attract anybody.
Right. See, that's what I'm saying. Bumblebear is, it sounds cool. So okay, we gotta find the Bumblebear.
I thought I saw another creature. It was as tall as 3 people, and it scared off the bears. I'm not sure what this is, but there appears to be a lot of cryptids active in this area.
Wow. Okay, so something bigger than something that scared off bears. We got a lot of things here.
I have this very fuzzy photo I took with my camera, and Andy gets it. It's not a great photo. We've got, what time of day is it? It's daytime, isn't it? Or
yeah, I think it's daytime.
She's not a new camera. So it's like really old, and so it's a tiny fuzzy thing, but it's like
it's taken from a distance that like she needs binoculars to see.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And as Will notes, there's definitely a thumb in it, but there is a fig, and it's like perhaps Cynthia would offer us some money for this as proof or something. And it's like this seems to be undisputed evidence of a new cryptid life form.
That's a really that's like a Bigfoot, but with swamp stuff. It's like swamp Bigfoot.
It appears to have weird, like metallic. It's almost metallic, like cutting devices attached to its hands. It must be a fearsome creature. No wonder the bears ran.
Oh wait, no, is that Willow's machetes? Is Willow okay? Because like, I don't think he'd just give up the machetes to.
But also tool using. This creature is. Advanced tool using species. But poor Willow.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think they'd like just drop their machetes somewhere. Maybe, but we gotta go check on Willow. We gotta make sure that this thing didn't eat them, because that would be really bad.
Yes, you better rush. I'll catch up because I can only walk very slowly at the moment. I'm sure I'll be alone.
I don't want to leave you with that thing, because what if it comes back?
Don't worry, I have my butterfly net.
It has machetes though, like.
Perhaps you have a point, Kay.
Yeah, I mean, if it look, if it ate Willow, I don't want to also eat you. That would be really bad.
I too would not like this. This sounds like a dreadful event for the day.
Yeah. So, I guess we can just walk. Like, I'll slow down. It's fine.
That's excellent. We can do that. We'll get moving then.
We should make a lot of noise.
Yeah.
So there's the two slightly stoned people yelling as they walk and hobble down the trail.
They say loudly.
Excellent.
I think we should definitely leave as definitely the leaving it is discussing what on earth we should call the cryptid we just discovered. Yes.
I mean, like, yeah, Swamp Bigfoot is kind of it's not very catchy, is it? I mean, it doesn't look like a bear. Hey, I mean, if we discover it, like, we get to name it, right? Or I guess you get to name it because you took the picture.
No, I've already named the Bumblebear.
You named it.
Yes.
Oh, okay, cool. I don't know. Like, I'll have to think about that. That seems like a thing that you don't get to name an animal very often, right? So, like, you want it to be good.
I'm sure we'll rise to the occasion. It's the great joy. It's like this is why I've always liked butterflies. Is there's so many species, and you get so many different names, and you get to discover. People still get to discover them. So there's still the thrill of new things out there in the world. And when you reach my age, is the idea that there's still new things here. That's the sort of thing that keeps me going and hobbling along and looking for the butterfly.
You like I guess you come to the right place, because there's some strange new things here. This is really cool. Also kind of scary, but mostly cool.
It does seem unlikely, but I think we live in a great age of change, and we must embrace it.
Yeah. Okay, so like, we should. You know what? I've got all the trail cams focused at those campers. We should definitely take them down and put them over by the ranger station, because, campers. I think they're probably like catching tardigrades in those jars they've got, but that's important. But also,
I heard
this is more important.
I heard they were spies.
Spies? What? I mean, like, what? We don't have anything that spies would want, do we?
Well, I believe we have multiple cryptids now.
That's true. Well, oh, wait, no, wait. if they're poachers and they hear about the cryptids, then maybe they're going to try to catch the cryptids, and that would be a problem. So, right, we got to get to the cryptids before they do.
Yes, it's the only ethical thing to do. We are the defenders of nature from those who would exploit them.
So my only question is about this one is who overhears this? Like who runs into this conversation? I mean, I'm thinking probably either Willow or Cynthia, but
My gut says Cynthia, doesn't it?
Yeah, unless. So I'm imagining Willow and Oscar are over getting tranquilizer guns, right? Or something.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
To handle. So probably overhearing this would be Cynthia, who is missing a shoe. I don't think that today she was dressed up in like her hip height waders or whatever. She's just in normal clothes. Possibly actually kind of dressed up wearing like stilettos in this nature preserve, which is the greatest idea she's ever had.
The day she actually goes into the swamps.
Yeah, and she's just like running towards you, being like, bears, bears, there were bears. It's you.
Yeah, there are bears. There are bears. Isn't that cool?
Save yourself. They were on their way over there.
Bears don't like they're not a big they're not even very big here. They're like just big dogs.
There were 3 of them.
Yeah, but they don't attack people. They're just I mean, well, unless the wait. Andy, are Bumblebears aggressive?
I'm afraid we don't know enough about the Bumblebear's activity to truly know. And of course, we also have an unnamed towering cryptid who obviously scares bears. So perhaps that's actually Scare Bear. That's a good name.
Oh, you're the Bumblebee person. Oh, right, you Bumblebear. Right. Okay, it was you. And Cynthia like gets herself less disheveled from running, puts her shoe on, takes out her notepad. So, what exactly are these cryptids you're talking about? And do you think the government has been hiding this from the public all along?
Well, these woods are so rich; it's very difficult to say. We think we are the masters of this world, and truly, I don't. I think there's so little we know about it. Really, for example, do you know that butterflies are still being discovered today? And this is just merely that extrapolated outwards. So I think there's a lot more to discover here, but I do believe the government have interest in it. I've heard there's spies active in the park, observing people.
This is fascinating.
I heard that from a government agent, one of the park agents was convinced that it's a spy. And trust me, there is so much cryptid activity I've not seen ever. You know.
Cynthia looks over, okay. This person's much better as a source than any of you ever were. I have been barking up the wrong tree, as it may be said. So, tell me more about this mysterious cryptid.
Well, the Project Scare Bear, we have this very limited photographic evidence so far, and this tiny, it's old school noughties Nokia picture.
She's like, I will. Would you mind sending that over? Here's my card. I work for the Tallahassee Extra Special. I make sure you get a credit on this scoop.
She says, there's a moment of thinking about this, and I was actually trying to tell Willow about this in terms of it's very important to have proper management for when you have a talent, and, making sure you're properly compensated for your discoveries. In the same way, Willow's enormous talent as a great new actor will be commiserated. So, I'm not sure I could possibly give you this as of yet until I've considered other options that might be able to help support this wonderful park, the home of the Bumblebear, some are calling it.
No worries. The Tallahassee Extra Special has put this park on its very special list of properties to keep an eye out for. We have plans. It will be well taken care of. There will be a calendar. I don't know who this Willow person is, but I've heard they will be excellent for months January through June. And perhaps it could have a cryptid theme. If you're Project Scare Bear, was it?
Current name. We're not quite sure about that. I believe Kay is still thinking.
Yeah, I mean, like, it's a big responsibility. Like, how often do you get to name a new animal? But
Twice today.
Yes. They'll call it the Bears of Vigil Creek calendar. So I don't know if that's really quite descriptive of that ranger. Anyway, did I interrupt you? You seem to have a...
we're just, like, we were... So anything big enough to scare off bears is probably pretty dangerous. Also, it had something in its hands. It looked like machetes. There's one person who carries 2 machetes around. It's Willow, and, like, how did he get the machetes? I hope it didn't eat him. But, like, I'm looking for Willow. I want to make sure that, like, they didn't get eaten, or... I mean, maybe it wasn't machetes. It's a blurry picture, but it sure looks like them.
So I'm sure Willow will be fine. Okay. It's like, honestly, Willow is one of the most capable young people I've ever known.
Yeah, they're capable, but, like, I don't know. I think they're... I mean, that thing's pretty big, right? Like, that's bigger than a bear.
It's nearly 3 tons.
All I can tell you is that the bears went that way. So the thing you are probably looking for that may or may not have eaten this Willow fella probably was also that way, but slightly less that way than the bears that were being chased by it.
Right. Okay. Well, that's good. That's good. I hope Willow is not in it. Well, oh no, that's where Ross was, right? Not Russ. Oscar. I'm just gonna make that an in-character thing.
Yes. The abandoned ranger station. Oscar was there.
Yeah, and that kid. So, like, where'd they go?
I left Oscar to ponder the possibilities of a working relationship with me, so I did not stay around, but I imagine they are still there unless they have been eaten by the bears.
That would be, well, no, not the bears. The thing. Oh man, we need to get radios. The cell phone service is terrible out here. But we don't have radios. Which is why we need to find cryptids so that we get funding so that we can buy radios.
If you are going after the bears, I will follow you. But I must warn you, I am not a woman of action. I am a woman of words.
I mean, maybe you could talk to them, but I'm looking for, well, I'm looking for anything. I'm looking for the bear, the creature, Willow, and now also Oscar and the Matt's kid. So I'm looking for a lot of things. Any of those things be good. People, animals, whatevers.
Okay, we'll find them, Kay. I have every faith in everything turning out absolutely fine. I say, limping along with my foot broken.
Soaking wet.
Yeah, soaking wet, covered in wet. Looking for an imaginary animal.
Yeah, okay.
Kate, trust me, a pathological optimism is a very useful trait. Maybe not a useful survival trait, but it's one that's actually done me very well so far. Come on.
You have survived a long time, so I'll trust you on that. Okay, well, we should probably get pictures of this thing, I guess. You have a camera. You have a really like professional camera. So yeah, we should. Let's go to the old ranger station. That's where they were last seen, and maybe we can track the bears or the creature or Oscar or that kid.
Excellent.
Hopefully we just follow tracks and not like a trail of blood.
I do have the image of us arriving there and thinking, okay, we follow its tracks here, and then it disappears. It's gone into the hut and never come out.
There's a lot of tracks. Oh yeah, okay. There's people tracks. There's people tracks leaving the hut. We should follow them. I like start following these tracks, and I guess that's a roll actually. To see what happens. Following tracks seems like nerd. Okay, and oh wow, that's a 12. But I'm gonna totally make it a partial success and get a token. So I find a trail.
At least part of the partial success isn't realizing, like at some on a 12 roll, you surely would have to realize. Oh, I say this is clearly one person. So definitely the part of the I would strongly say we definitely don't realize it. The creature isn't a real creature. That would be definitely one thing.
The tracks you are following actually lead you to that one camper who was that spy who saw Andy and Willow.
I think maybe it's just the tracks that you follow certainly lead off into like a really like wild bit of the swamps sort of around the secret marijuana field. But yeah, maybe there's the chance you'll get lost in the undergrowth.
That would be so horribly embarrassing that I definitely have to do it. Like, oh, okay, I see the trails. This is really easy. That's a nice thing about mud. Easy to follow. Come on, I can see where we're going. Come on. And I like just take off into the swamp. And like it's such dense vegetation and like all the trees look alike, and we definitely just start seeing the same tree over and over and seeing our own tracks on the ground. And of course, you know, more tracks. Wait, they must have met up with somebody else here. Oh, wait, after like the third time. Oh, that's the cast print, isn't it?
Are you all?
Are you
You're
sure?
also making loud noises.
I mean, it's hard to walk around in a swamp without making some noises.
Okay.
Yeah, are you sure it's the cast? It could just be like an enormous, enormous hoof type structure of this megafauna we've talked about. Because see, two of these are by each other.
Yeah, but like, here, just step forward and look at the track you just made. It's pretty much the same. I mean, it's not full of water like this, but
yes, but this one's this one's older. Maybe you have a point.
I think maybe we got off of their trail. I wish I had a compass. Well, I don't think we've gone this way yet. Like, push through some underbrush, try to hold some of it back for people following me.
I believe you can always tell which way's north by looking what side the fungus is growing on a dog. So we just need a dog now. One of those fungal dogs which you've...
Yeah, see, we should have brought the dog with us, but
We live, we learn.
Yeah. Who knew? I personally never thought we would need a fungal dog, but like, there's a couple reasons we could use one now. It's fine. Like, this place isn't that big. We can, you know, if we just keep going in the same direction, we're going to hit a road or a river or the visitor center or a fence or something. Slosh.
So I'm nudging to Cynthia, and I'm trying my best to sort of do a kind of talking about the great joys and the ways I've retired in, how beautiful this is. As we look closely at this mud, at the very rich soil from which this verdant life grows, feeding the butterflies, etc.
Cynthia's hating every moment of it. There is mud on her shoes.
We don't call that mud here. We call that nature.
I was promised cryptids.
I mean, sometimes it takes some work to find cryptids. If they were easy to find, they wouldn't be cryptids. They'd be like, they'd have scientific names, and there'd be they'd be in museums and stuff, and there'd be pictures of them everywhere that they're nice and clear, like there are for bears or for deer or for raccoons. They wouldn't be interesting.
If that ranger were here, he could carry me, and I wouldn't have to be stepping in the mud. I mean nature.
I'm sure he could, but I think there's probably some OSHA regulations against that.
One day, the Tallahassee Extra Special will own all this, and we will set our regulations. I mean, we will sponsor, support fundraising of things.
Because Andy's heard this, and Andy's got this awful vision of like branding the Bumblebear, like the Bumblebear, like somehow tattooed, and it's like, mate, what? No, the Bumblebear is precious and beautiful, must be saved from people like Cynthia. Maybe it's better I go bankrupt than risk this kind of like, what am I doing? What can I spend tokens on, by the way? I've got the image of like, I've got the idea because I quite want this. If we get out almost getting out the swamp and getting towards the drug spot, like, I got the idea of like, because it's something like I try to follow butterflies out. I said, no, this butterfly is leaving this area because this is not a swampland butterfly. This is one of the ones that feed off the marijuana plants. So like identifying them going that way would be a way to find out the swamp.
So you can spend tokens. There's 3 things you can spend, kind of 4 things you can spend tokens on. So you can spend tokens to increase your roll, like from a failure to a partial success or from partial success to a full success. You can spend tokens to change your stats. Or you can, you can spend 3 tokens to just invent a completely new stat.
Got
it. Which you would get, you get +2 in immediately.
Cool. So, like, if is that a roll then to just try to get out? Then would that make sense?
Yeah.
Cool. I'll do a nerd roll. I guess it feels like the most nerdiest of nerds.
That seems nerdy, yeah.
And 9. Mixed success. I'm fine with that. What could possibly go wrong with me following butterflies in a swamp with bears nearby?
Let's see. Butterflies in a swamp with bears nearby.
I think it's going to be the definitely the mixed success of like you will find the bears, but the bears will find you as well.
Yeah, mine was very much the same. I think it was like you emerge from where you are lost, but you emerge into like the circle of bears in the broccoli field.
Yeah, I can't top that. I was going to say something about glowing tardigrades, but that seems more like a success for Cynthia than a failure for Andy.
I think that's great. So the image is like everyone increasingly going onto shallower ground and firmer ground, and like this beautiful butterfly, and I'm sort of Andy's talking at length and pontificating about the Pacific species and how they important for pollination, etc., etc. And this just leads us straight into the sleeping bears who are like slowly eating the plants. So in my head, these bears are stoned. I'm not sure. The bears have been left in this field for some time, and I can only imagine they're stoned now. And Andy has definitely not noticed the bears, but has led everyone else in the middle of this circle of bears who are staring with slightly red-eyed, clearly quite hungry. I imagine these bears have the munchies, which might be a problem considering what we are, for example, being a useful food source.
Has Oscar and Willow, have they like acquired tranquilizer guns? Are they staring at the bears?
Yeah, we can definitely. I think we get this sort of quick flashback to Oscar depositing Orlando with Sammy back at the visitor center and saying, "We've just got to go and tranquilize some large dogs that have got into the broccoli field. And I imagine like the tranquilizer guns are kept like behind an unnecessarily large number of locks, like it locked in a cage and then in a box, and then the tranquilizer things are kept in another one. So there's a sort of big like unlocking of these things, and the cut back to them both like approaching the field with the guns.
I think Willow definitely has unnecessary, like maybe there's also like night vision goggles in our little collection of stuff, and Willow has like unnecessarily put them on because he's like, I gotta look cool with like the tranquilizer.
Perfect.
So we just gonna hide in the bushes and like stake out these bears, or is it an all-out assault here? How do we do this?
I think maybe we should like try and like flank the bears. I mean, they have quite large flanks, so it should be easy. And just it's been a long time since I've had to trunk a bear. Not since I was back in the academy.
Is it one tranquilizer dart per bear or like two? Like these bears are big, right?
Well, I mean, one on hope. If they keep coming, then honestly, reloading takes quite a long time. So if it takes more than one dart, it's not great.
Oh, I can provide you covering fire from behind the tree. That's an action movie thing, and I'll do the hand signals and tell you when to go.
Cool. That sounds like a good idea.
Or maybe you should tell me when to go because you're the one that's like gone to ranger school. I'm just here to cut down trees and stuff.
Yeah, but you've got the night vision goggles on, and they are pretty neat.
Do you think so?
Yeah, no, like you're looking really badass there with the gun and the goggles and all that.
Cool. Willow totally like reaches back and like flexes a little.
Yeah, Oscar
so,
is going to blush and say, "Well, yeah, let's trank these bears." Does that work?
Lead the way. We came here to chew gum and trank bears, and we're all out of gum. I think that's what they say. Army crawl or normal walk?
Oh yeah, army crawl's best. Bears can't see things that are too low down, I think.
Do you hear something? Is that Andy?
I'm pretty sure that Andy doesn't know about the secret marijuana field. It is a secret.
So that's not just people over there.
I mean, it might be the bears.
I mean, I can't see anything with these goggles on. It's really bright.
Yeah, there's probably a control for that, but honestly, I haven't read the manual.
Can you come show me? He will tilt his head.
And I think, Oscar's gonna like twist a couple of dials on it and say, "Is that any better?"
Yeah. I think I can kind of see. You look like something's been eating your field here.
Do bears eat marijuana? I think bears eat pretty much everything. So, yeah, we should probably stop them quickly.
Do we even need to trank them at this point?
I've got the image of one of the bears getting up now and just sort of like standing up and looming up on two legs, then sort of wobbling, and then trying to move forward and falling down again. And then rolling on its back like this a little.
It's probably best just for safety, in case they,
But what if the trank gun plus the marijuana is bad for them?
No, it's okay. It should be fine. Marijuana's natural and it's perfectly safe.
Okay. I'll do the eyes and that way. There's like weird gesturing that Willow starts doing. That's like the army, you gotta go shoot them thing. I hope Oscar understands exactly what Willow's trying to say.
I think Oscar understands some of what Willow's trying to say. Is going to sort of crawl forward and start to take aim at one of the bears. I'm guessing this is going to be a jock roll. So that's a 13. Do I gain a token and knock that down to a 7 to 9? Because I think I've kind of got to really. I'm not happy with just tranking the bear straight up.
I mean, obvious complication is that you tranked one of us.
You could trank Cynthia.
Yeah, I must say, I'm immediately go to tranking. Tranking one of us just seems to be the right thing to do, I guess, there. I mean, they trank the bear and the bear falls on somebody and they've got to get the bear off, as they drop on somebody. That's kind of another fun thing.
Yeah, that's cool. I like that, actually. So I think... I think Oscar is going to trank one of the bears, and I think it does make sense if it's for both bad press reasons and to reduce the chance of Maria having to talk to herself. I think the bear is going to collapse onto Cynthia, who's hidden in the undergrowth nearby.
There's a shriek.
Oh god. Oh no. Like and as you come, forward, you see Kay trying to drag a good-sized black bear off of Cynthia.
Freedom of the press, says Andy. You must free them, we must have a free press in this society.
Willow is humming the Mission Impossible theme as he army crawls to take out the other bear that hasn't fallen over yet.
Yeah, I think Oscar has broken open the sort of air rifle type gun and is slowly reloading it back up with the dart and but there's probably something he has to kind of pump up to get the air up in it again. And it's that sounded like an awfully womanly shriek for a bear. I mean, no judgment or anything, but
yeah. So I fiddled with these night goggles a bit, and I kind of really think that is Andy and Kay over there. And Willow's gonna shout, "Is that you?"
Willow, you're alive. It didn't eat you. You're alive. Ah.
Willow, are you okay? How did it get your machete?
Nothing got my machete. I just left them at the ranger station because we were gonna get trank guns because Oscar said we can't just use the machetes on the bears.
What a relief. We saw a cryptid use them as weapons. We feared the worst.
There's another cryptid?
A tool user. We calling it the scare bear.
It's big. It's way bigger than these bears. Can somebody help me get this bear off of Cynthia? Because it's squishing her down into the mud. We probably I don't want her to drown.
I just sort of the side image one's like the other two bears are kind of sitting on their haunches watching all this and doing the bear equivalent of giggling at themselves. One of the bear is kind of like moving its palm back and forth.
That was unnecessary, I think. That shot.
Maybe you're right. They do seem quite sedated, and Oscar's going to come over and start trying to pull the bear. He also like reaches into like his belt and pulls out a pair of like fluffy handcuffs, which he attempts to restrain the bear with, but that they clearly aren't fitting.
This is such a kindness to see the animals being treated so like with these very soft handcuffs. It's a great way to restrain them and not cause undue distress to them. Like I am incredibly impressed by the park services in these matters. You do wonderful work.
Willow's just like, Oscar, why are your handcuffs so fluffy?
I said that I'm not sure really. They're just the ones I found down at the abandoned mine shaft, but I guess that as Andy says, it does make them a bit more comfortable, I suppose.
I guess.
And I think Oscar's going to click one around his wrist and put. It's going to go to put the other one on Willow. See, check it out.
Yeah, Willow's going to stick his hand in it. You have the keys to these, right?
I have some keys. I also found those in the abandoned mine shaft. They might fit these ones.
Okay, cool. I want to see how soft these are.
I suppose I should. I think then, yeah, he's going to try and unlock the cuffs with the key. I think I'm going to make this a roll. Does anyone have a suggestion for the stat?
Ability to unlock handcuffs.
I mean, logically, picking up the right keys is nerd, I guess.
Yeah, that's probably.
Like, yeah.
I don't know. Handcuffs seem kind of gothy.
That's
true. I can go with that too. Yeah, I'll say goth. I think it's the same for both. So, that's a 10. So yeah, and I think he unclicks them and they do come off fine and says, "Yeah, no, see, there we go."
Will is just like, haha, imagine if that hadn't worked, we would be handcuffed together the rest of the day. You'd have to come with me on my machete runs.
It would have been really inconvenient, especially considering all these bears.
Yeah, it would have been the worst. So where do we put the bears now that they're like not angry at us?
I mean, I guess we'll just have to kind of drag them back to the visitor center and...
what do we do with Cynthia? She...
Yeah, we should probably also get her some medical attention.
She's like very woozy looking up at like, oh, I knew you would save me. Whoever it is that is currently looming above her.
I think that's Kay and Oscar who like pulled the bear up.
Hello, miss. Are you okay?
She just wraps, like, will throw an arm up and attempt to like wrap it over Oscar's neck. Like, just take me home. This has been an adventure. I must write this up immediately. Also, the world is a little bit woozy. Why was there a heavy thing on me?
Yeah, it's probably a concussion. You had a bear fall on you.
I am incredibly muddy. I believe the thing that must be done is you must take my muddy things off so that I do not get pneumonia. I will need assistance.
there's an emergency shower back at the visitor center. Like if you get herbicide spilled on you, it works pretty good for mud.
I almost want a hard cut to someone with a hose.
Yes. Oh, the shower's broken. You just got to get somebody with a hose now.
Yeah, I think she just like passes out and is entirely loopy. So if you were to shoot her with a hose, she might wake up indignant.
So, okay. Yeah, the bears. I mean, should we just leave them here to wake up on their own?
If we left them to wake up, I may be able to follow them back to their lair and perhaps the Bumblebear. That would be just Andy at the moment is actually examining the bear's feet, trying to see any example of spore or something that give a clue towards the nature of the elusive Bumblebear. Because she has an idea where it is. It's up a tree, but like she would like more evidence before.
That's a great idea. That's perfect. Yes, because I mean, they're going to want to just go straight back to their den. This has got to be kind of scary for them and confusing. So and they'll be moving slow.
Yeah, that sounds good. As long as we can kind of move them out of this general area, before anyone comes here looking for bears, that would be good.
Cool. Yeah, we should probably drag that one up to maybe the old ranger station.
Maybe the others will follow it.
Yeah, if we lead them there, because there's food there. I left we left those bins open. And we're back where we started.
Yeah. I've got the image of the Bevis going, "You are my best friends, you humans. You've treated me so kindly. Thank you for your assistance. I appear to find myself slightly unwell. I'm sorry, this is a very difficult time." Cool.
I run and get something out of the bin and come back and here, bear, come on.
I think this mental image of Willow just pushing or pulling, in general doing the thing where coax this very large bear down the trail towards the ranger station, just being very pushing it with his shoulders. And
okay, the bear's front legs aren't working, but the back legs are occasionally kicking, so he's rubbing its nose and its haunches up, and you're pressing in the back, and it's making progress, I guess.
Yeah. Awesome. Drag all the bears to the ranger station and
as Willow's pushing this bear to the ranger station, could they be making conversation with Oscar, being so we were in your broccoli field and I didn't see the chainsaw. And if we want to chop down that tree that Andy wants to chop down, we might need the chainsaw.
I don't know. I don't know what chainsaw you're talking about. I don't think there was a chainsaw in the field.
My chainsaw. I left it there because I needed to convince other people to buy us a new chainsaw.
Because I've actually got a chainsaw now. Unfortunately, it's broken. So, perhaps we can use my chainsaw if we can fix it.
Wait, is it a red and black chainsaw and has a heart engraved on the bottom?
I must admit, I've never been very good at identifying chainsaws. Butterflies, yes. Chainsaws, no. There's a bit in my brain, I imagine, for keeping information about things like chainsaws, tools, cutlery. I often have trouble telling spoons and forks apart. But that's all the brain is being spent on butterflies for me, I'm afraid.
Where'd you get the chainsaw?
A friend gave it me. Like, as I said, shall I step out for a second? It's like, shall I just drop K in it?
Sure, yes.
Oh, of course. My K lent it to me. No, sorry, Kay gave it to me. There was a little situation where, like, let's not talk about debts. That's we're all friends here. But like, and Kay gave me a chainsaw because I needed it to cut down the tree which had the Bumblebear in. Obviously.
If it's my chainsaw, it might work. You just have to whack it a little bit, and it's intermittent.
Okay. I'm just like, should we just hard cut to around my house? Is this your chainsaw?
I think Willow picks it up, looks at it all angles. Yeah, that's the heart I drew on it because I wanted to make sure it was this chainsaw I was picking up out of the shed, even though there's only one chainsaw. But yes, it's this chainsaw.
That's
so if you
great.
whack it, it might work, but also we need a new chainsaw.
I glance at her. Kay, how did you come to own Willow's chainsaw?
I mean, I found it.
Did you find it in Oscar's field?
About where the bears were.
Oh. Willow turns to Oscar. So I'm sorry I kept blaming you for my chainsaw being missing. It was Kay's fault.
Sure thing. I didn't realize your chainsaw was missing, but I'm glad you've been reunited again.
I forgive you. We can be friends.
Good.
And Kay, I forgive you. You still owe me. When we discover the Bumblebear, we can write off all the debts I owe you anyway. That will make everything, so much simpler.
Okay, yes, absolutely. I will help you find the Bumblebear. So, Oscar's really good at finding cryptids. He found one the other day. So, hey, Oscar, how did you find that one?
Well, we just camped out by the old abandoned mine shaft with binoculars and waited, and then it turned up. Well, that dog turned up with the unfortunate fungal situation.
There's always things going on at the mine shaft. Do you think a Bumblebear would go to the mine shaft?
Well, they do like caves, and we can always hang out there and see if we get lucky.
I think it's a good place to observe from. We can hide in the cave and observe if we catch the glint of the bumblebee's beautiful wings, the slight chitinous glow. That sounds like a good plan. I'm so glad to be working with professionals.
And when maybe we can find more of those fluffy handcuffs.
Oh, there's that really big old tree that has all the fungus in it. It's near that weird like circle-shaped clearing that's always weird cold. There's a big tree. It's dead, but it's got a lot of like bees and fungus and stuff growing in it. Do you think they like dead trees?
That seems like a good place to start, though. Certainly, yes.
All right, so let's go and should we have? Do we want to catch it? Do you think we should catch it?
I think I've lived for a very long time, and I've seen many butterflies. I've gazed upon the chroma, the luminescence of them. I have charted Mother Nature's nature in great depth, and in these twilight years of my life, to discover something as beautiful as a Bumblebear and to return it to humanity, that would be an amazing capstone for life. So yeah, I say we grab it.
Cool. We probably need those trank guns then.
Yeah.
Net. We must be prepared for both the bee and the bear.
Yes, a net and a trank gun and handcuffs, and I think that's. Do you know what they eat?
This is a new species, so it's all very. I imagine honey as a kind of a honey omnivorous diet.
Do they produce their own honey?
That would be an amazing thing to discover. Like that might be an evolutionary pathway of bears learning how to make honey from bees. Seriously, there's a whole possibilities down here. I'm very interested in this. also hungry for honey, somewhat. That's if in my hut I've got honey out there. I'm butchering toast for everyone as we have this conversation.
Willow is going to grab the toast on the way out, and maybe also a bag of popcorn for the takeout.
I think this is like a roll to find out what happens, how much of a disaster this is.
Cool. Well, I'll roll. I guess he's a nerd. And 10. I'm going to take that down to a big success.
We just find Beavis in the tree.
In my head, has been seeing a balloon of Winnie the Pooh that has escaped and it's been trapped in the tree and it's been moving between the trees. That was my head canon here.
I like that. I wonder. This is not biologically accurate at all, but I'm wondering if there's like a giant tardigrade that's been holding onto it and like weighing it down so that the balloon never makes it all the way up. Like we said, it was like microscopic, so I'm imagining like hand-sized.
I've got the image of like somebody shooting the balloon though, and it popping.
I suppose I might come at it from the other side of things. So maybe we do see what looks suspiciously like a Bumblebear, but we start looking at escapes, but not before we manage to take a suitably blurry photo of it.
It's good because it's pretty much the last thing in the game. Is what's the interesting place to leave it in there? Is it really? I just want to merge it, like as in like pops, and then we see something afterwards, and it's like, oh, it was only a balloon, or was it? So the image everyone's taking it out, and it's like, I imagine Willow takes the shot because and
Oh yeah, I have my night goggles.
And it just crashes in the air, and we like, there's the Bumblebear.
Yeah, the Willow's dart hits it, and it explodes. And as the bits of balloon rubber start to fall, we see something just bolt across the clearing, startled by this balloon. And it's big and brown and kind of like a purpley sheen to it, and it's roughly bear sized. And I think everybody's like getting out their cameras or their phones to try to snap a picture of this thing. And Kay looks at the result like, well, you can tell it's big.
I make 3 good shots of my phone.
I think I might have a leg in mine. It could be a leg. And turning the picture around.
I think maybe Cynthia's on her way home from the visitor center where she's been like being patched up for that concussion. And like, I think she stops and is like writing notes about like cryptids ? And the audience just sees like this blurry creature emerging from behind her, and it's just like crossing, like she's standing right behind her. There's just like this creature that the audience can see, whatever it is, like going to the other side. She just does not notice.
Over a copy of the next day's Tallahassee Extra Special with everyone else's very blurry partial pictures kind of photoshopped together to make sort of a creature.
Headline being Bumblebear ?
To support further scientific endeavors, please purchase the 2021 Ranger calendar, soon arriving on visitor center bookshelves.
Actually, Andy trying to earn money, earning money by doing a kind of Bumblebear tour through the woods, and by staying with the medical bills that way.
And I think we just sort of see Oscar with like a screwdriver taking down, like by the big entrance sign to the park, is Vigil Creek Nature Preserve, and he's taking off the bit of the sign that says Florida's only bear-free park. And
I think just in the background of all these shots, we see Kay schlepping some large bulky object through the swamp, like falling down a hill, and dragging a roadkill deer or something out of the road, and like just generally doing all of the dirty work. He's never saying anything. He's just always in the background doing something.
I'm also thinking about the bears watching everything. These people, they work so hard, and they do not take time to appreciate the finer things in life.